Relations Commission, I would like to welcome you to the 34th Annual Human Relations Student Awards Banquet. My name is Jenny Vyers, and I'm the chair of the Human Relations Commission. At this time, I'd like to recognize my fellow commissioners and ask them to stand. Come on, commissioners. I personally thank you for being here and for all the work that you as commissioners do to promote equality and celebrate diversity in our city. I'd also like to recognize this Human Relations Department. I don't think that all of them are in here yet. They're all still out there working, but if we can give them a round of applause, they do a lot of work to pull this together every year. Each year, it is my privilege to honor an amazing group of students at the awards banquet. And each year, I'm amazed to hear the stories and projects that these students are creating in their schools and communities that promote inclusivity and demonstrate incredible compassion for others. Tonight, we will be reminded that kindness and humanitarianism can start at any age, and I am confident that we will all leave here inspired by each of these award winners. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Kenneth Symington.
Good evening. To Mayor Joines, City Council members, City Manager's Office, and to all of you who are here tonight. It's always my privilege to be invited to participate in this occasion. As a part of the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools mission, you know that our quest is to have students become educated and graduate from high school. A little later in our mission statement, we also indicate that we want students to grow to become responsible adults or responsible citizens and productive citizens. And tonight, while we often recognize students who have done well academically, we also recognize students who have done well in extracurricular activities. Tonight, we recognize those students who have given back to their community, who have given back to their families, who contribute to their families, and who are in the process of becoming the kinds of citizens that we want to have in our town and in our community. So on behalf of our superintendent, Dr. Beverly Emery, and our school board, we're happy to be here tonight. And thanks to Wanda and the Human Relations staff and the commissioners for having us here tonight. But I will say that I'm so used to being here on Thursday nights that I might be a little confused tomorrow because I may think it's Friday, but it's actually going to be Wednesday. But remember, we have 3 more days to go because we've been out of school for a while. So to the parents and students, congratulations, and we join in the celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Symington. As always, Dr. Symington is here with us every year, as he's already said, so we really want to express our appreciation. Thanks, Dr. Symington. Good evening. Oh, no, no, no. That was kind of weak. Let's do that again. Good evening. All right, that's what we need. We need that kind of energy for these outstanding students we're honoring tonight. Welcome to the 34th Annual Student Human Relations Awards Banquet. I'm Wanda Allen Aberhan. I'm the Director of the Human Relations Department. We are thrilled to be here tonight because you are in for a real treat to be privy to some of the work that these outstanding young people are doing in our community. And parents, I really want to congratulate you. It is showing at a very young age for some of these students, especially our little first graders and so on, you are doing a phenomenal job with your kids. And so would all parents of our student awardees please stand? Parents and guardians, please stand. Awesome, thank you. Also, we could not do this awards banquet each year without the support of the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School District. I would like to ask all school administrators, teachers, counselors, principals, everyone associated with a school and who had a hand in helping us with the student nominees, would you please stand so we can properly acknowledge you and thank you? Thank you. Also, I would like to acknowledge our city officials who are here. You will hear a little bit later on from Mayor Alan Joines, who is with us. Mayor Joines, thank you for being with us. We have our city manager, Mr. Lee Garrity, with us. He's here every year as well. Mr. Garrity, thank you. Assistant City Manager, Mr. Derwick Page, who's with us this year as well, as always. Thank you, Mr. Page. We have Assistant City Manager, Mr. Ben Rao, who's here. Thank you, Ben. We have Assistant to the City Manager, Mr. Evan Raleigh, who's joining us this year. Welcome, Evan. And we have the Director of the Recreation and Parks Department, Mr. Tim Grant. Mr. Grant, thank you for joining us, as always. And we have our Chief of Police, who is last but certainly not least, Mr. Barry Roundtree, who's been with us for a number of years too here at the Banquet. Now, did we miss anyone from city government? I hope not. Okay. And also, I certainly would not forget my staff. They are here. I see Jamie and Maggie in here. Adolfo and John, I think, are back in the back. Staff, please wave. Thank you for all of the hard work. Thank you. Special thank you to Jamie Waldeck on staff. She has led the coordination of this year's banquet, and she's done a phenomenal job. Jamie, thank you very much for all of your dedication. Thank you. We are also joined tonight by some lovely young people who ushered most of you in. We have the Winston-Salem Youth Advisory Council and the Winston-Salem College Advisory Board represented. Would you all please stand? And certainly we must thank our sponsors. We've had a really great year this year. We've had a record number of community sponsors. And I think that says a lot, and particularly to you young people who are being honored tonight. This shows you that your community thinks a lot of you. We have a lot of sponsors listed on page 12 in your souvenir booklets, and I want to thank each and every one of them, including the Winston-Salem Police Department, the Winston-Salem Recreation and Parks Department, the committees of the Winston-Salem Human Relations Commission, Forsyth Tech Community College, and by the way, if we have any representatives from Police Department, which I know we do, would you please stand? I want you to stand when I call your name. I didn't tell you that part, but that's what I'd like for you to do so we can properly acknowledge you. Anyone from Recreation and Parks, which I know we have representation, would you please stand and thank you? Committees of the Winston-Salem Human Relations Commission, would you please stand and let us thank you as well? Forsyth Technical Community College, would you please stand? Haynes Brands, do we have anyone here from Haynes? We want to thank you as well. Parents and families, PFLAG, Parents, Families, and Friends of Lesbians and Gays. Anyone here from that organization? Okay, but thank you for your sponsorship. The Winston-Salem Chronicle. Okay, yep. Wake Forest University. And by the way, that includes the Office of the Chaplain, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, the Office of Multicultural Affairs, the LGBTQ Center, and the Office of Campus Life and Leadership. So thank you very much. And of course, the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, we thank you as well, and we've already acknowledged you, and thank you once again. Parliament level sponsors, CareNet Counseling, thank you. City of Charlotte Community Relations Committee. Okay. City of Winston-Salem Community and Business Development Department. City of Winston-Salem Fire Department. First Tennessee Bank. The Hispanic League. La Valley Properties. Piedmont Federal Credit Union, Sugar and Spice Child Enrichment Center, Incorporated, and Treliant Federal Credit Union. Okay. And of course, our patron-level sponsors, Al Andrews, Deputy City Attorney, City of Fayetteville Human Relations, City of High Point Human Relations, City of Winston-Salem Office of the Mayor, the Community Mosque, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., Winston-Salem Chapter, Flashback Smoothies, Hope of Winston-Salem, Joe and Susan Morris, Kadana Merritt Ethiopian Orthodox Church of the Triad, Legal Aid of North Carolina Incorporated Winston-Salem Office, Lloyd Presbyterian Church and members, Mart Atkinson, Attorney at Law, NAACP, Winston-Salem Forsyth County Chapter, National Association of Human Rights Workers, Sonny Haynes, Esquire, Temple Emmanuel, Triad Cultural Arts, and United Metropolitan Missionary Baptist Church. And I know we have representation now from the Community Mosque. We just read your name out, Imam Griggs. Welcome and thank you for your sponsorship. And again, what we're going to do tonight, just for some housekeeping matters, we're going to have the students, once the awards will be distributed, we're going to have students line up to my left. Everyone's going to line up over here. We're going to call the groups, elementary, middle, and high school groups. Line up to the left. They're going to walk across the stage, exit over here, and they're going to go in the back where the black curtains are to take group pictures. And so that would also be a time for parents. If you would like to take pictures of the students or the groups of students, feel free to do so at that time. And I just wanted to mention bathrooms. I think most of you probably realize restrooms, if you need them, are back here behind the Mount Tabor Jazz Band. Okay? All right, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you our very esteemed mayor, Mr. Alan Joines.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Excuse me, good evening. It appears that I am the thing that's standing between you and dinner. So I will be brief, but it's important that I am here tonight to bring greetings on behalf of the City Council tonight. Let me add my thanks to all the sponsors that were just recognized for helping make this happen. So proud of the work of the Human Relations Commission and the staff as we really work to celebrate the wonderful and rich diversity that Winston-Salem is made up of as we become and working hard to be an inclusive city in, in the state of North Carolina. And I want to add my personal congratulations to each of the students that are here tonight. They're being recognized for their work and exuding the principles of compassion and acceptance. You're really role models in your schools and setting good examples there, and I'm so proud of you. And I certainly congratulate the parents and the school officials who've worked with these students and helped them bring this way. So, on behalf of the Office of the Mayor, I'm happy to issue a proclamation tonight. Whereas the city of Winston-Salem's most valuable resources is its people, and whereas they vary as to race, color, religion, sex, familial status, abilities, and national origin, and whereas in order to achieve justice and equality, the citizens of Winston-Salem must strive to create an atmosphere where all persons are valued and accepted. And whereas it's important to recognize those citizens and organizations that promote a wholesome climate of good will among individuals, groups, and races of various social, religious, and economic status. And whereas through unrelenting commitment, progress in human rights has become a hallmark of this city, and through the Winston-Salem Human Relations Department, this inviolable tradition will continue. And I'm happy tonight to proclaim that the month of February is Human Relations Month in Winston-Salem. It's a time that we all need to work to renew and resolve our work towards fair treatment and improved quality of life for all. And I signed this today, 18th day of February 2014, and certainly you students are helping us become and live out this Human Relations Month criteria. So I want to congratulations to you, your staff.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Joines. Appreciate that. And as the mayor said, these students really embody everything that's right about our youth and our community. And I know you're all excited to hear more about them. But what we're going to do at this point is we are going to introduce to you the Mount Tabor High School Jazz Band, because dinner will be served.
Hi, I am honored to be introducing Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools Teacher of the Year, Miss Patty DeWitt. Patty is everything that you might think of when you think of an exemplary educator. She is an amazing classroom teacher. She inspires a love of learning in her first graders and an asset to Kernersville Elementary and the teaching profession as a whole. What really makes Patty stand out is the fact that her role as an educator does not end at the door to the school. She volunteers her nights and weekends to making the community where the students live a better place. Whether tutoring at the local library or walking for a cure, Patty makes public education visible and shows that schools value the community. I am privileged to work with and proud to introduce Miss Patty DeWitt.
Wow, well, that lady couldn't come tonight, but I said I'd speak in her absence. Thank you, Amy. Hello. I am so honored to be asked to speak to you for just a few minutes this evening. And the best part about this is the students. They are so overlooked and misrepresented in our community. I think it's great that our students are being honored tonight and getting the attention that they deserve. Wouldn't it be great if this was on the front page of the Winston-Salem Journal tomorrow? Anyway, I teach at the elementary school, first grade, and so we brought a fifth grader tonight. So it made me pause to think, what was it like when I was in fifth grade? I want to tell you right now that last week I was reading about Abraham Lincoln to my students, and one of them asked me if I had gone to school with him. I said no, that was my older sister, but I heard stories. Doesn't quite go that far back. I was in 5th grade, and I'm proud of it, in 1965. So let me tell you a few things about life in 1965. We watched a black and white TV. There were 4 channels. It went off at midnight to the national anthem. And if you wanted to change the channel, first you asked your parents' permission, and then you got up and walked across the room. Our phones had cords. And we had a party line at my house, and I won't even try to explain like I've done at Verizon about party lines, and it's not the kind of party you think of. And if you were not at home when someone called, that was okay. They just called you back later. Gas was 25 cents a gallon. And there was this nice young man that came out in a uniform with his name, and he filled your gas tank, and he cleaned your windshield. A stamp was 5 cents. That was the year the first man walked in space, man from Russia. Girls did not have organized sports to play. The CD was invented in 1965, but we couldn't buy it until 1980. We listened to the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and Bob Dylan for the first time. Yes, I was there that Sunday night watching on the Ed Sullivan Show on that black and white TV. Our country went to war in 1965. We sent troops to Vietnam. Fast forward to 2014. Now we have 24/7 information and instant access. FaceTime, Twitter, Google. Those words didn't exist when I was in 5th grade. Notebooks, they had that metal spiral thing around them that you opened up. There were no iPads. I got my first transistor radio. And when we had FaceTime, hello, it was FaceTime. Now we have so many TV channels, we can't watch them all. So we channel surf, and then we DVR that we never have time to watch what we DVR. Gas is $3 a gallon higher, and we pump our own, and I don't really care whether my windshield's clean or not. Unfortunately, we're still a country in war, just in a different part of the world. Phones fit in our pockets and go with us everywhere. But we're still listening to the Beatles. I watched them in color the other night. And we still listen to Bob Dylan, but he's now selling Chrysler cars. So guys, I look at you, 5th graders, middle school, high school, and I cannot imagine when you look back on your school years as to how this world will change. But I want to quote some of the heroes in my life. One of them is Gandhi, and he said this about change. You must be the change that you wish to see in the world. In order to remember some of these events, because in my advanced years the memory goes, I had to Google it. But what I didn't have to Google were the people that made a difference in my life. My 5th grade teacher, Mrs. White. I was one of those coaster students. I could get along. She didn't put up with that. Mr. Simmons, my high school math teacher, who taught me that math was fun, and it was understandable. Mr. Hansen, my history teacher, that made history come alive, because history is true stories. My Uncle Walter, my mother, my sisters who took care of me, those lovely older ladies at church that were probably 35 years old, that made a fuss over all the DeWitt girls. Those typing teachers, yes, we took typing in high school, that stayed after school so that we girls could play basketball, because before Title IX, girls, there was no organized sports for us. The events I had to Google, the people I didn't, because they live in my heart. Now as an adult, the people in my life are my friends and my colleagues and my neighbors. These are the folks that will impact my life, and they're the folks that impact your life. The people in our lives make our lives better, not technology, not all those other things. And we do the same for them. It's also strangers, folks that we never meet that make a difference. My mom recently passed away. There are folks in hospice that I can't thank enough for taking care of her and the prayer chains that she was on. It's the folks that let me ahead of them in line at the grocery store, or in a line of traffic and don't understand why I'm in the left-hand turn lane when I want to go straight. It's the neighbors last week that checked on me when it snowed. It's me getting a neighbor's newspaper in and throwing it on her front door every morning before I go to work. It's people that make the difference in our lives. Technology changes our world. Pop culture certainly affects our world. Events change our world. You and me have not grown up in the same world. But what is the same? We're human beings. And thankful that that is the constant in the world. There was a popular song a long time ago, and it said, "People who need people are the luckiest people in the world." We need each other. We need to help each other. We're born that way. You're here this evening because you already know that, and you've shown your capacity for kindness and caring for people. I'm here tonight because people saw things in me that I did not see in myself. And you're here also because people saw things in you that I bet you didn't see in yourself, your teachers, your parents, and your principals. I want you to remember this night. I want it to be something that's in your heart when you get older, and I want you to remember that you are special. Don't ever underestimate the impact that you have already had and can have in the world that you're growing up in. We're just regular people. I teach first grade, I go home and feed my dogs, and I go to bed. You go to school, you go to church, you go to scouts, you go home, you cut the grass, but you can have an impact. You can donate food to the food bank. You can help build houses for Habitat for Humanity. You can be in walks that raise money. You can volunteer a plethora of places. But you can also sit with the kid who sits alone at lunch. You can be inclusive to the new kid that doesn't know anybody at your school. You can invite somebody to play a game at recess. You can help somebody that's struggling in math. I can do things. I can make another teacher's workload lighter. I can help a new teacher that came to our grade level this year. I can reach out to students and families that really aren't even in my class. We can be role models just as we go through our day. We can give somebody a smile, a pat on the back, encouragement. We can write a quick note. We can send cards to those folks in the military. It's when we treat others with fairness and kindness, and then others see that in us, that we see the effect we can have. You already know this, or you wouldn't have been invited to this event tonight. So I just want to leave you with a few thoughts and a little advice, because my 31-year-old son never asked me for advice, so I seize these opportunities. First of all, let's find some heroes for us, and let's be a hero to somebody. Our heroes can be someone we know or someone we never met. But let's pick our heroes because of their acts and their character, not by their popularity and not by where we see them in the news and on e-news. Mine include people like Eleanor Roosevelt, Susan B. Anthony, and Gandhi, and other folks in my life, like my sisters and my mother, Miss Carter, my colleagues Amy Hicks and Kathy Gates at my school. How can we be heroes? Who can we be a hero to? What kind of role model for others can we be? Gandhi said it well. Our words, watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, because they will become your habits. Watch your habits, because they will become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become. What are you thinking? What do I want to become? What would you like to become? Let's all make a commitment to be heroes. Remember, no act is too small. Acts don't have to cost money. Anne Frank said, you can always, always give something, even if it is only kindness. Let's let kindness be our way of life. Let's let it be second nature that we don't even have to think about it anymore. Our days are busy, and there's so much to do, and the days go by quickly. These 50 years since I was in 5th grade have flown. So let's keep it simple by remembering what Mother Teresa said. Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Be the living expression of God's kindness. Kindness in your face, kindness in your eyes, and kindness in your smile. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "You cannot do a kindness too soon, for you never know how soon it will be too late." We can all make a difference, but we have to decide for ourselves what that difference will be. We can't all be Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr., but we can have a ripple effect. No act is too small. Never underestimate what you can do to make a difference. Mother Teresa said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." Let's create some ripples. Let's create ripples of kindness and caring, ripples of compassion, of fairness, and let our ripples become currents, and let our currents become an ocean. Can you imagine when those ripples get together and create an ocean, what difference we can make in this world? There's a story of a young man who was walking along the ocean one night, and he sees a beach full of thousands and thousands of starfish that have washed ashore. Further along, he sees an old man. The man is walking slowly, stooping down, picking up one starfish after another and tossing it back into the sea. "Why are you throwing starfish into the ocean?" the man asked. "Because the sun is up and the tide is going out, and if I don't throw them further into the sea, they will die." "But old man, don't you realize that there are miles and miles of beach and starfish all along it? You can't possibly save them all. You can't even save 1/10 of them. In fact, even if you work all day, your efforts won't make any difference at all." The old man listened to the young man calmly and then bent down to pick up another starfish and threw it into the sea. I made a difference to that one. Let us all commit this evening, parents, administrators, city officials, law enforcement, everybody that's here tonight, to look for a way to make a difference, to look for the best in each other that we see in our daily lives, to encourage, to help each other. Let's make a difference to that one. I want you to remember tonight that you're special. You've already impacted so many lives. Folks see special things in you. Let's look for special things in others. Congratulations on your life. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your evening. God bless you, and I can't wait to see the great things that are coming in the next 50 years.
These are the elementary school awardees, starting with Ashley I.B. Magnet Elementary School, Christian Little. Christian is a fourth grade student in the dual immersion program at Ashley I.B. Magnet. He's a safety patrol and a participant in the Saturday Explorers Academy. His favorite subject is math. He's a member of Cub Scout Troop 869, a member of the youth choir at First Baptist Church on Highland Avenue, a first-degree black belt in Taekwondo, and he loves soccer and rollerblading. His favorite food is calamari, and he wants to attend Wake Forest University to become a doctor. Christian Little. Bolton Elementary. Bolton. Okay. Thank you, Miss Candace. I'll circle back. All right. Brunson Elementary, Heather Schwartz. Tell them to pause right there. Heather has taken action on plans to save the world since first grade. Her student campaign to raise funds for multiple causes has been inspiring. Thank you very much, Heather Schwartz. You can go ahead. Caleb's Creek Elementary, Hector Garcia. Hector is deserving of the Human Relations Award because he gets along well with all of his classmates. He serves as a safety patrol and a service day volunteer. He is accepting of all students regardless of race, religion, or cultural differences. Congratulations, Hector Garcia. Cash Elementary, Brianna Taylor. Brianna was nominated for her outstanding work in helping those in need and those that have special needs. She has collected diapers for Storehouse for Jesus, spending her own money delivering 10 packages of diapers. She has collected money for Pasta for Pennies, where funds go to the Leukemia Foundation. She has helped provide gifts to the Rescue Mission, Battered Women's Shelter, Next Step Ministries, the Harley House, and the Salvation Center for Hope. She's also tutored a fellow classmate that was having difficulty with reading and spelling, Brianna Taylor. Clemens Elementary, Marshall Dylan Tomczyk. Dylan is a member of the Cub Scouts and participates in group and community food drives and collections. He also helps with younger students in aftercare and is a member of the Kindness Club. Marshall Dylan Tomczyk. Is Bolton? All right, we're back to Bolton. Bolton Elementary. Destiny Washington possesses the qualities of leadership, kindness, and compassion. She makes a difference in the lives of others by her kind acts. She is one of the founding members of the Kindness and Compassion Club at Bolton Elementary. She has worked on several community projects, Earth Day, Samaritan Penny Campaign, and made cards for senior citizens and gathered supplies for homeless shelters. Destiny Washington. Cook Elementary. Okay. Diggs Latham. Is this Cook? Diggs Latham Visual and Performing Arts School. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. This is Cook Elementary. Shakaria Gillis is well-mannered at all times. She's a positive influence for all students. She gets along peacefully with all students. Shakaria Gillis. Diggs Latham, Visual and Performing Arts School. Jose Panal exhibits caring qualities with all students. He is well liked by his classmates and teachers. He is a part of the decorating committee for the Thanksgiving Sharing Project. Last month, he was part of the group visiting and sharing joy at the Somerset Nursing Home. He and his family were also participants in the Walk Against Bullying. Jose is an excellent model of showing great character counts. Jose Panal. Easton Elementary. Emily Orby Garcia gets along with everyone and makes everyone feel welcome. She's a peacemaker and likes to organize events in the classroom to bring everyone together. She helps write newsletters for the classroom. Emily Orby Garcia. Forest Park Elementary. Forest Park? Alejandro Hernandez Gonzalez. Alejandro is genuine, understanding, helpful, and hardworking. He continuously encourages friendliness and inclusiveness among students in our class. Alejandro Hernandez Gonzalez. Gibson Elementary. Rogelio Perez Montero. Rogelio treats all people with respect. He reaches out to others, always looking for those who may need a friend, help, or a kind word. Rogelio Perez Montero. Griffith Elementary. Jalacia Pierce. Jalacia models the traits of a young lady who values others and treats the world with respect and kindness. She extends her courteous, respectful attitude and spirit to everyone, regardless of gender, race, or any differences. Jalacia Pierce. Hall Woodward. Jackson Fletcher. Jackson exemplifies and embodies Hall Woodward Jet pride. He always demonstrates a positive attitude. He's responsible, always gives 100% effort, shows kindness to everyone, and is genuinely concerned with the safety of others. Jackson is a member of Safety Patrol and EBOB, enjoys volunteering at Gold Floss Baptist Church, takes care of animals, and helps his neighbors. Jackson is interested in helping others academically and wants to join the Marine Corps. Jackson Fletcher. Jefferson Elementary. Laura Chillingott. Laura treats all her fellow classmates with respect. She welcomes students of all races and exceptionalities. Laura Chillingott. Kernersville Elementary. Owen Bovender. About a year ago, one of Owen's best friends since kindergarten was diagnosed with aplastic anemia. Nicholas has spent much of his time since then between Brenner's Children's Hospital in Winston-Salem and Levine's Children's Hospital in Charlotte. His friendship has never wavered through hard times and very scary medical emergencies his friend has endured. He has been involved in raising funds for his friend to get a handicapped accessible van for his transportation to and from his many doctor appointments. Owen Bovender. Kimberly Park. Jemiah Martin. Jemiah is being nominated for her service in the community, which includes, but is not limited to, cheerleading for the Greyhounds, attending church, assisting her father at Winston-Salem State University, and while demonstrating a positive attitude in her relationships with her peers. Jemiah Martin. Kimmel Farm Elementary. Jared Van Meter. Jared is a very pleasant person and enjoys being helpful in the classroom. He helps other students cheerfully. He is also an active participant at his church and plays baseball for the Miners at Southfield. Jared Van Meter. Conoke Elementary. Angel Brown. Angel is very active in school activities as well as in her community. She is the elected student council president and gives 3 morning announcements a week. She helps lead 2 monthly student council meetings and serves as student ambassador to greet special guests and campus visitors. She's a leader in the classroom. Her poise and confidence enhance her pleasing personality and allow her to serve as a consistent role model in school. She's a leader of the Conoke Step Team and a lead team member of the Conoke 5th grade cheerleading squad. Angel Brown. Louisville Elementary. Caleb Lumpkin. Caleb has a caring heart and outstanding attitude. He is positive and giving and has a sincere concern not only for his fellow classmates but for everyone throughout the world. He volunteers at the Animal Adoption and Rescue Foundation. He works with the cats and kittens in the facility, even though he says he's allergic to cats. He's the first one to welcome the newcomer to the school and classroom. If he knows of a student in need of a book bag or school supplies, he will provide and make sure the student gets what they need. Caleb Lumpkin. Marvin Ward. Chandra Spillman. Chandra is a caring, compassionate person with a gentle spirit. She will step up to help anyone in need and will speak up when someone is mistreated. Her friends described her as protective and kind. Chandra Spillman. Meadowlark Elementary. Andrew Hefner. Andrew goes out of his way to introduce himself to new students and help them feel a part of the classroom and school. He interacts with and has friends of multiple ethnicities. He reached out to an underprivileged classmate and enabled him to go on a class field trip. He sees others' needs and goes the extra mile to help. Andrew Hefner. Middle Fork Elementary. Chloe Fletcher. Chloe is an active member of an outreach program that she and her sisters founded. The Supergirls Club uses community service and positive education experiences for young girls who need a support system. She volunteers with Ronald McDonald House, Brenner Children's Hospitals, and she makes care packages for troops returning from Afghan and many more activities. Chloe Fletcher. Mineral Springs Elementary. Paris Torbett. Paris is such a great example to her peers of how to treat others with kindness and respect. She has a very caring and compassionate heart. Paris does not seem to mind what others might think of her as she stops to help anyone in need, while others pass by with no concern. She encourages those around her to be their best, just as she is striving to be her own best. Paris is very humble and not expecting any additional attention for her sweet actions. Paris Torbett. Moore Magnet School. Baydup Foster. Baydup is an active member of Cub Scout Pack number 934 at Mount Tabor United Methodist Church. He will be advancing to the Boy Scout level in the spring after he completes his Arrow of Light Award, the highest award a boy can earn in Cub Scouting. He independently volunteers at Crisis Control. He is recognized on a regular basis by people in his community for his contributions. His love language is service, so he feels good helping others. He's an active member of River Oaks Church, where he participates in youth activities. He also plays basketball at the Clemens YMCA and will start baseball at Southwest Little League. Baydup Foster.
Good evening. Morgan Elementary, Marissa Vernon. Marissa has a huge heart and is frequently involved in some kind of community service project. In lieu of a typical birthday party for the last 2 years, she asked her friends to make a donation to the Meals for Morgan student backpack program. She is involved at her church and with Girl Scout Troop number 02385, where she has participated in service projects that benefited Goodwill Industries, Sunnyside Ministries, and Louisville Fire Department. Marissa and her family also hosted an Operation Christmas Child party that donated 34 boxes at Christmas to Samaritan's Purse Ministries. Marissa Vernon. North Hills Elementary, Lucero Macedo. Lucero is self-motivated and does the right thing whether anyone is watching her or not. She is respectful to both adults and other children and goes out of her way to help everyone she can. She is friends with all students, regardless of race, and reaches out to those who are new to the school or who have a hard time making friends. Her teacher this year asked her to help one of the students who has some special challenges. Lucero went well beyond what was asked, helping that student feel like an important part of the class. She is a positive role model, not only to students in her class, but to students across grade levels. Lucero Macedo. Old Richmond Elementary, Elizabeth Gamble. Elizabeth is that rare gem of a student that teachers are thrilled to have in their classroom. She comes to school every day with a smile on her face and ready to learn. Elizabeth is committed to her education, and she works hard to help her classmates be successful. She is an excellent teammate, one who can understand different personalities and group dynamics. Elizabeth strives to make sure everyone in her class feels included. In addition to demonstrating strong character in the classroom, she is also involved in her community. She is an active member of the K Kids Club and a student of Taekwondo. Elizabeth Gamble. Old Town Elementary, Carlin Hunter. Carlin is a very conscientious, responsible, and respectful fifth grade student. Is Carlin not here? Okay. Petrie Elementary, Naomi Leva Noyola. Naomi is a well-mannered, polite young lady. Naomi serves as president of the student body. She is a leader and a significant role model for other students. Naomi has great integrity and as a result can always be counted on to make the right decisions and do the right thing. Naomi Leva Noyola. Piney Grove Elementary, Skylar Handley. Skylar consistently shows good character and responsibility. Despite some very difficult personal circumstances, she continues to excel academically and serve as an excellent role model for others. Her kindness and willingness to help others is apparent in her daily interactions. As students were raising money for the spring trip to Williamsburg, Skylar chose to go above and beyond and raise extra funds for those whose families could not afford to send their children. This willingness to provide for others is a true testament to her giving nature and her desire to make the world a better place. Skylar Handley. Prince Ibrahim Elementary, Sanaya Folks. Sanaya has wonderful manners. She is a friend to all. Her level of compassion is extremely high. Sanaya Folks. Rural Hall Elementary, Maddie Stopira. Maddie is involved in service projects at school and at her church. She works diligently to help those in need. Her mission is to make sure that all in her school and community have what they need and feel welcome. Maddie Stopira. Sedge Garden Elementary, Anna Grace Underwood. Anna Grace is a wonderful, caring young lady who enjoys helping others. Every year since she was a toddler, she has participated in Relay for Life, and she is active in the Make-A-Wish Foundation. She was the student representative to raise money to help a cancer patient named Lily. It was a ride for Lily. She is a student council representative, the writer for the morning announcement team, a chorus member, a cheerleader, and she promotes anti-bullying and is always ready to help others. Anna Grace Underwood. Sherwood Forest Elementary, Morgan Eastling. Morgan is always positive. She is patient and encouraging. She is always willing to do whatever is needed to help other students. Morgan Eastling. Smith Farm Elementary, Xavier Belcher. Xavier is kind to all people, regardless of race and or cultural background. He is well respected by teachers and students alike. regularly demonstrating service, and thoughtfully participating in guidance lesson discussion about respecting difference. Xavier Belcher. South Fork Elementary. Ka Na Ma. Kanya Ma is a character builder for others. She never shows a bad attitude and shows others a positive way of looking at situations. She serves as a role model to her classmates, works to her fullest potential in all she does, and manages to have a smile on her face every step of the way. She is a newscaster and sings with the Songbirds at South Fork. She sings at church and travels with the choir to nursing homes. She also travels with the Karini group where they sing to uplift others. Ka Ya Ma. Southwest Elementary, Olivia Brown. Olivia started making and selling bracelets for cancer research while visiting her dad in the hospital with leukemia. Olivia organized the entire process from buying the materials to making and selling them. She will donate all proceeds to Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center. Olivia Brown. Spees Elementary, Hashem Davis. What a jewel. Hashem's positive and caring attitude is evident in everything he does. Always willing to assist others, Hashem goes the extra mile. Trustworthy, dependable, patient, and understanding, Hashem is a student who most certainly deserves recognition for being the person he is. Hashem Davis. The Downtown School, Logan Richter. Logan is a highly motivated student and exhibits strong character both in and out of the classroom. She is an active member of the Salem Baptist Church youth group where she participates in service projects and outreach programs. Logan Richter. Union Cross Elementary, Jara Gonzalez Galindo. Jara is a conscientious young lady and a wonderful student who has the gift of being bilingual. Recently, a new student joined the class directly from Cuba. Jara willingly took on the task of helping to translate for the other student during classes. She has shown herself to be an amazing asset in the classroom while maintaining excellence in her academics. Jara Gonzalez Galindo. Vienna Elementary, Jaden Bannister. Jaden is a fifth grader and student council vice president. He came to Vienna this year as a new fifth grade student and has brought such joy to his teachers and classmates. Jaden has a motivational disposition that makes others around him feel comfortable and happy. He is intelligent, kind, and hardworking, and truly deserving of the Human Relations Award. He demonstrates not only a great work ethic, but he also demonstrates outstanding character. Jaden Bannister. Walkertown Elementary, Savannah Kendrick. Savannah is a very well-rounded student. She believes that being a good citizen starts at home and extends to her school and community. She feels it's extremely important to be kind to everyone around her and help others in need. She is active in Girl Scouts and church, where she participates in various community service projects. Savannah is keenly aware of the world around her and how she can make it a better place for everyone. Savannah Kendrick. Whitaker Elementary, Hunter Thompson. Hunter is an extremely positive and outgoing student that will befriend any other student, even when others find it challenging to do so. He especially helps out students that are in need of assistance. In particular, Hunter has been one child's saving grace all through the years since kindergarten. He helps this child to communicate with others and be successful. He always has a positive attitude and looks for the best in people. Hunter was chosen as his class representative for student council. He is a Boy Scout and does a lot of community outreach activities. He also helps his neighbors with yard work when he sees they are in need of a helping hand. Hunter Thompson.
And let's give our elementary school awardees another round of applause. And while we're transitioning, I'd like to take a moment to thank Joanna, who's right beside me. Oh, I forgot you have to come back and do this part too. I'm sorry. I want to thank her for being a phenomenal signer for us tonight. We are working her tonight. Also, I'd like to take a moment to let you know who's on stage shaking hands as we get everybody assembled over here. Of course, you may recall Dr. Ken Symington, our assistant superintendent here. We have our city manager, Mr. Lee Garrity. We have our chief of police, Mr. Barry Roundtree. We have Nora Baker, who's principal at Jefferson Elementary, but she's also vice chair of the Human Relations Commission. We have Sunny Haynes, who is an attorney with Womble Carlisle, but she's also one of our Human Relations Commissioners. We have Lee LaValle of LaValle Properties, but she's also a Human Relations Commissioner. And we have Jenny Vyers, who is the chairperson of our commission. So this is our receiving line, and I just wanted everybody to know who's shaking their child's hand. So, oh, and I'm sorry, and we have Pam Peoples-Joyner. I didn't see you, Pam, back there. Pam Peoples-Joyner, who is a former commissioner. She's also the community relations specialist with the police department, and she has been one of the main organizers of this banquet for the last several years, and I certainly don't want to forget Ms. Peoples-Joyner, so thank you, Pam. So would our next reader come up to the microphone? Maggie, this is Maggie Brito on our staff. She is our intake specialist, and she's taking it from here. Okay, thanks, Maggie.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and begin with the non-traditional schools. First school, Calvary Baptist Day School, Emma Cross. Emma grew up in a missionary family, spending most of her life living overseas working with refugees and asylum seekers. Since arriving back in the States, she has been an integral part of Open Arms Refugee Ministry, which she has helped in the resettlement of refugees from Burma, Bhutan, and Iraq to Winston-Salem. She has spent the past 4 years working with children through a tutoring program sponsored by Calvary Baptist Church, and she has also been on numerous mission trips around the world. Emma Cross. The Children's Center for Exceptional Children. And actually with this school, we are going to go ahead and present 2 awardees. And the pair is Christopher Rodriguez and Aaliyah Davis. Christopher has been a student at the Children's Center since he was 2 years old. He is now a 3rd grader. He has a sunny disposition and does not know a stranger. He greets everyone who comes into the classroom with a big smile and a hello. Christopher has mastered walking with prosthetic legs and is now learning to drive a motorized chair. Arms will be the next challenge, and Chris is sure to work hard to succeed with that as well. Aaliyah Davis. Aaliyah is across the hall from Christopher in Brandy Manley's kindergarten class for typically developing students. Miss Manley and Miss Campbell partner to make sure that their students develop close relationships. Christopher and Aaliyah are great buddies. She enjoys helping him with art projects, reading, or just hanging out and having fun. She is patient, kind, and a loyal friend. Aaliyah Davis and Christopher Rodriguez. Forsyth Country Day School. Salah Sayes. Salah embodies the positive attitude and cultural empathy this award seeks to nominate both his interpersonal relationships with peers and his outreach efforts as a student leader in the Change Clubs. He's also he's also part of a student organization that promotes cultural understanding among students. His peers regard him with great esteem because of his concern and sense of respect for others. He helps generate dialogues on issues of race and cultural understanding among schools around the state. Salah Sayes. Main Street Academy. Christopher Spees. Christopher has become a relied-upon helper of the Main Street custodial staff, as well as assisting with odd jobs and requests of the school administration. Chris can always be counted upon to be a helpful and positive presence on the Main Street campus. Christopher Spees. The Special Children's School, Isabel Dupre. And let's give her a round of applause, even though she's not here. Okay. St. Leo Parish Catholic School, Robert Ganzert. Robert coaches differently abled youth in baseball for Southwest Little League. He helps preschool students at United Methodist Church, and he volunteers for the American Humane Association. He supports school volunteering for events such as road race and PTA fundraisers. Robert Ganzert. Rage, sorry. Typo. Okay. Winston-Salem Christian School, Amanda Aleru, my apologies. Amanda is a senior at Winston-Salem Christian School. She is a strong leader in her community. She was a key leader offering opinions, solutions, and quality suggestions for the school when it began its high school 3.5 years ago. She has helped lead mission trips to New York City, tutor young students, and has been a positive role model. She has put together multiple fundraisers, including a K-12 talent show. She has a passion for helping others. She began the Student Government Association and served as president. She's involved in her church community and also plays the violin. Amanda Aleru, I'm sorry. Okay, and now we're on to our middle school. And we will begin with Clemens Middle School, Jenna Caputi. Jenna is very involved in her school and in her community. Within the school, she is an AG student and participates in band, Crosby Scholars, and student council. She is very active in the community through various musical groups and her church. Her positive disposition manifests itself in the way she presents herself to her teachers, friends, and peers. Jenna Caputi. East Forsyth Middle School, Leslie Garcia Sandoval. Leslie is a very sweet girl who is always helping others and is always the first to volunteer for anything that needs completing. She enjoys being outdoors, hiking, playing soccer, and volleyball. She is also a member of the Raven Ambassadors, a club designed to develop leadership skills. Leslie Garcia Sandoval. Flat Rock Middle School, India Rucker. India is involved with the National Junior Honor Society. She is always willing and excited to do community service to help those in her community who are in need. India Rucker. Haynes Magnet School, Hannah Moore. Hannah is very active in the National Junior Honor Society, her church, and many other organizations and groups within the school, and the community. Hannah loves helping people and wants to have a positive impact on the world. Through her volunteerism and community service, she has learned that change begins on a small scale. Hannah Moore. John F. Kennedy Middle, Giovanni Telez. Giovanni has a gentle, genuine nature and is respectful to his teachers and classmates. His schoolwork is always completed with a high level of focus, and he is very conscientious about his work. Among the many strengths Giovanni possesses, he is most confident with his artistic ability. Giovanni Telez. Okay. Kernersville Middle School, Felicia Rose Gordon Elliott. Felicia is an amazingly strong individual. 3 years ago, she launched a campaign to make the community in our school aware of the rare cancer, leiomyosarcoma, from which her mom suffers. She has been the driving force behind educational assemblies, fundraisers, and school-wide awareness walks. Felicia Rose Gordon Elliott. Lowrance Middle School. Grant Powell. Grant is an ambassador of goodwill at Lowrance. He is kind and helpful to staff and students. At school, he helps at the bus lot and enjoys pushing wheelchairs into the building. Grant also serves on safety patrol and is a student leader in the school. Grant Powell. Meadowlark Middle School, Amy Sheldon. Amy has many reasons why she is nominated, but the most recent and special example of her compassionate nature was initiating a Letter to Jonah campaign. A past classmate had been battling a brain tumor. Amy decided he needed encouragement and support from his classmates. As a result from her campaign, Jonah has received dozens of cards and letters over the last several months, lifting his spirits and aiding him in his recovery. Amy is an excellent example of how one person truly can make a difference. Amy Sheldon. Mineral Springs Middle School, Talia Gary. Talia is pleasant and kind to everyone and helps anyone who needs assistance in classrooms. She also enjoys volunteering with the Special Olympics. Talia has accomplished so much while facing the loss of someone very special in her life. Talia Gary. Northwest Middle School, Sydney Chambers. Sydney is very active in her community and in the school by participating in many activities with Red Cross, teaching children's church at her church, helping gather and deliver Christmas presents for needy families, and volunteering at fall festivals and open houses. Sydney was also awarded most community hours for Crosby Scholars at Northwest for 6th and 7th grade. Sydney Chambers. Philo Hill Magnet Academy. Jalen Carlton Thornton. Jalen is a wonderful example of a Philo Hill student. She is active around the school and an enthusiastic scholar. She represented the school at the district-wide science fair and is a cheerleader. Jalen Carlton Thornton. Southeast Middle School, Michelle Wolf. Michelle is very kind to all students. She is always willing to help anyone regardless of the situation. She greets everyone at school with a smile and loves being involved in school activities. Michelle is a very hard worker, and it shows in her grades again and again. Michelle Wolf. Thomas Jefferson Middle School, Madison Hall. Madison has volunteered at the Clemens Food Pantry for the past 3 years and packs food boxes once a month. On her 10th birthday, Madison asked her friends and family to bring 10 items for the food pantry instead of a present. Madison says she feels sad when there's a long line of people to pick up food because she knows they don't have what they need. Madison Hall. Walkertown Middle School, Morgan Hairston. Morgan has volunteered over 120 hours of community service. She volunteers at an elementary school after-school program, assisting with homework and anything else needed. She is very active at the school with National Junior Honor Society, Crosby Scholars, the volleyball team, basketball team, and soccer. Morgan also received the Outstanding Citizen recognition last year at the school. Morgan Hairston. Wiley Middle School, Maria Salcedo. Cabrera. Maria is a wonderful, kind, and caring student. She is very respectful to others and is willing to help her teachers as well as other students. She also helps with Spanish translations for her teachers and the office. In addition to all of that she does at school, she is also very active at her church. Maria Salcedo Cabrera.
All right, Atkins High School, Cassandra Joyner. Cassandra is a hardworking and intelligent young lady who has been involved in every aspect of student life. She has helped Atkins develop a culture of community service as a charter member of the Key Club. Cassandra Joyner. Career Center. Hope Akuri. Hope has received the Gold Presidential Service Award for completing over 250 hours of community service in a giving calendar year. Her freshman year, she led a $7,000 fundraiser. The result in packing and shipping over 1,000 Operation Christmas Child boxes to 13 different countries. She is also a member of the Winston-Salem Youth Advisory Council. Hope Akuri. Carter High School. Jamari Pratt. Jamari serves as a member of the Carter High School Council and serves the community through Special Olympics, the Lowe's Community Garden, and a community-based training program for individuals with disabilities. Jamari Pratt. Carver High School, Dakota Pinckney. Dakota is an active member of her community and within the school. She reads to the elderly and spends time working with the children's ministry at her church. Dakota is also a member of the Urban League Youth Leadership Institute, Rachel's Challenge, and Women of Virtue. Dakota Pinckney. Early College of Forsyth, Milicia Garrison. Milicia founded the school's multicultural club and actively participates in organized discussions with other high schools. She also hosts a symposium on human rights every January to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday and legacy. Milicia Garrison. East Forsyth High School, Joyous Siobhan Wilborn. Joyous is genuinely kind young lady who is conscious and compassionate. Joyous has offered her friendship and support to a young lady that has had tremendous difficulty and has attempted suicide. This is just one example of the love for her peers and her kind spirit. Joyous Siobhan Wilborn. Robert B. Glenn High School, Kendall Mottsinger. Kendall has been an active student leader with her church youth group since the 6th grade. Last summer, she participated in a week-long local mission trip around Winston-Salem called Winston Changers, where she helped build houses, roofs, and wheelchair ramps. Kendall Mottsinger. John F. Kennedy High School, Kennedy Phillips. Kennedy demonstrates character and integrity through her work with her church, serving as the youth Sunday school teacher, her work with the YWCA in Clemens, working with young children, and her activities at school with field hockey and SGA. Kennedy Phillips. Middle College of Forsyth, Alex Hammerquist. Alex has traveled to the Dominican Republic 3 times, completing missionary work. As president of Middle College Student Government, he has championed projects for serving others, including the Penny Campaign and canned food drives. Mr. Alex Hammerquist. Mount Tabor High School, Rachel Hale. Rachel is passionate about every action, every person in her life, and every opportunity to bring meaning and power to others. And to save, protect, and advocate for all students is one of her best talents. Rachel Hale. North Forsyth High, Willie Mack. Not here? All right. All right, let's, Paisley. Is this Willie? Okay, here's Mr. Mack. All right, Willie Mack. Willie is an exceptional student. He is 10th in his class and is very involved in the arts. Willie is a great student leader and juggles a hectic schedule while working part-time. Let's hear it for Mr. Willie Mack. Paisley IB Magnet School, Alexander Holt. Alexander is a compassionate student who works well with other students. He fits in and socializes with all high school student social groups. At Paisley, he was a part of the Step Up Bully Prevention Walk. He strived to support the legacy of Rachel Scott by working to create a culture of kindness and compassion. Alexander Holt. Parkland Magnet School, Bradley Eccles. Bradley is committed to community service at a level that stands out among his peers. He has made an impression on many with his willingness to volunteer for events and taking a leadership role in organizing classmates' involvement. Additionally, Bradley's optimistic outlook on life is contagious. He brings out the best in all of us. Bradley Eccles. Reagan High School, Allison Griffith. Allison truly gets joy from interacting with all students and adults alike, regardless of gender, ethnicity, race, or socioeconomic status. She automatically seeks the good in others, which draws people from all backgrounds to her. Miss Allison Griffith. R.J. Reynolds High School, Drew Fitch. Drew is the president of the Rowdies, where he demonstrates his support and excitement for his community and school. He demonstrates his willingness to work with others throughout his school. Let's hear it for Mr. Drew Fitch. Walkertown High School, Matthew Rogers. Matthew is a young man whose social maturity far exceeds that of his peers. He demonstrates this with his ability to interact with all people. He is always positive and mindful of students being bullied and willingness to stand up for them. Matthew Rogers. West Forsyth High School. Carl Joseph C.J. Alfonso. C.J. maintains respect and a positive attitude by modeling exceptional leadership through his work in class and with the Multicultural Society. C.J. helped to translate our school's mission statement to Tagalog and Japanese for a public display. Adults and students highly respect C.J. for his integrity and sense of responsibility. Carl Joseph C.J. Alfonso. Winston-Salem Preparatory Academy. Kiasha L. Edwards. Kiasha is a positive and upbeat young lady who promotes harmony and unity within the school. She was voted vice president of her senior class. Kiasha is also a hard worker who is mature and a great role model at her school. Let's hear it for Kiasha L. Edwards. And how about a great round of applause for all of our high school awardees?
We've talked about a lot of love here, about a lot of kindness and compassion, but the greatest of these is love. And that's who the Feeling Friends is. Love, and you can start the music. These are my children from Kimberly Park Elementary School. It's a late night. Give them a hand. Love is joyful. You can turn it up. Love is peaceful. Step out.
It's peaceful.
Love is patient.
Love is patient.
Love is kindness.
Love is kindness.
Love makes me laugh. Love makes me smile. Love makes me sing and dance for a while. Love brings me peace down in my soul. True love really makes me whole. Now you can sing with me. It's called Spot. Love is goodness.
It's goodness.
Love is faithful.
Love is faithful.
Love is self-control.
Love is self-control.
Love is gentle.
Love
Here we go.
is gentle.
Love makes me laugh. Love makes me smile. Love makes me sing and dance for a while. Love brings me peace down in my soul. True love really makes me whole. Love makes me laugh. Love makes me laugh. Love makes me smile. Love makes me sing and dance for a while. Love brings me peace down in my soul. True love really makes me whole. True love really makes me whole. True love really makes me whole. Really makes me whole. Good. Really makes me whole.
Everyone, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you. Special thanks to the Marketing and Communications Department with the City of Winston-Salem for videotaping this tonight. This will be on WSTV 13, and it will also be on demand on the City of Winston-Salem's website, www.cityofws.org. Thank you, and congratulations again.